Hi, friends. So, I have a special guest for you today. The guest is my husband of 20 years.
Wow, yeah.
Husband of 20 years. Today is a very special day, or this month, or this year is a very special year. Tim is turning big 4 0. I feel like we're celebrating Tim's birthday on here. I'm pumped. I'm excited. You're my guest today. I get to
It's funny
interview
because
you.
when now it feels like when you give your age, and I don't know how 40s are going to look like, but when you give your age, there's usually a long pause now, followed by, oh.
No, you
and
look
usually,
gorgeous.
And usually people, there's a long pause, and then people are like, well, you look younger. I'm like, no. And I want to cut through all BS and be like, dude, I look my age. Stop it. just say cool, right? Don't say you look younger. How much do you want me to like? Do I look 19? I don't.
I want people to save those compliments for me. I'll take it.
Really? You'll take it?
Yes, I want
It's
to
like
look younger.
I think there's I think I need to be more like sir.
Yeah, be like
darker.
talk like a 40-year-old.
My voice I feel like is like a teenage voice. That's the only thing that's still young. No, but I feel like you should embrace your age. You should be happy about your age. There's nothing shameful about your age.
Actually, I have this is one
right?
of the questions. Can I ask you a question first?
Yeah.
Embracing your age. So, let's talk about turning 40, social pressures and expectations of being 40, and significance, and
social pressures of being 40. Wow, you
and
came
then
up with some good questions
common
there.
emotional reflections and milestones of being 40. Let's combine all of this into
good.
Kasha and ask you all those questions together. So, expectations from society of being 40. What do you think people expect from you, Tim? Do they expect you to be a grandpa now?
I feel like 20s, it depends who you talk to. 20s are different. 30s are different. I'm very curious what 40 is going to look like. To me, as just going to be 40, it feels like 40s, that's when you golf and you take life easy. But that's how I felt at 30s when I was 20. If it's everything from a perspective, right? The younger you are, then we're like, oh, wow, this is going to be like a... But once you're there, you're like, especially when you talk to somebody older than you are, they're like, oh, dude, you got so much energy. You have so much life ahead of you.
What do you feel like people expect from you?
I feel like society expects you to be behaving like their imaginations of how a 40-year-old should look like, based on like this classical movies. At 40, you're supposed to just like, I want to goof around. I want, like when I push the cart from a store, I want to run really, really fast, like jump on top of the cart. And sometimes I do this and just like stroll across the parking lot and just yell. And I just know that that's not what people want you to look like. You're supposed to maintain, a stable position. I want to say something stupid.
No, but do you feel like the fun people in life, they're the ones that do these things in 40 and 50 and 60 and they say stupid stuff?
Yeah. I do feel that way, especially sometimes I look at people, like I even like to look at older people like on TikTok that are goofing around and like just being themselves. And it makes me happy because I think, I don't know, like you do feel this pressure of trying to be, I don't know, this perfect, or maybe that's our own minds doing the tricks for us. We're like, oh, you got to act proper. My deep inside, I just want to chill, have fun, and joke around. Say things you're not supposed to.
What do you think the main difference between 20-year-old, 30-year-old, and now that you're going to be 40? What is the main difference in life, you feel like? Like, I know you had like a huge life-changing moment in your 30s.
Mm-hmm. It's so interesting because I think about it, I thought about it so often, going through 20s, going through 30s, going through 40s. For me, one of the hard, like, it's actually really easy, I think, like to turn 40. I mean, it's not as hard, at least for me. It was a lot more surreal when I was turning 30. And I remember so clear how I was like, oh crap, I'm no longer in my 20s. I'm no longer, in my version, young. Right now looking back, I guess it's not a big deal. And I
Makes
feel like,
you laugh.
right, the more I feel like you get older, the more you're like, it's another milestone, whatever. It's interesting. So if I can summarize this, right?
Yes.
20s were the hardest, most labor intensive years.
Intensive.
Or intensified, labor intensified years. We hustled like no other.
Yeah.
It's not like we don't work now, but
we hustle.
worked. Yes.
I think it was physical. Now it's more mental. No.
Yeah. In your 20s, people don't take you serious. I think you're smart in 20s. I think you're still smart. Now, there are certain people who argue there are certain things that you're more collected in your 30s. You felt out the boundaries. You know what's up. Yes. You're more risk averse. Yes. But at the same time, at 20s, I felt like I deserve a little better, a better career, I deserve to be a manager of some sort. And there was a lot more of, I have to prove myself.
Yeah.
And so you picked up all the hard work. We're still successful in our 20s. We have a whole...
Yeah. But we hustled.
We hustled a lot. Yeah. We actually took 4 years off from work in 20s and signed a non-compete, which was like pretty impressive what we got in life in our 20s. But we didn't have to work, for some time. But it was a very hard work, like, time in our life. And like, I have my brother, youngest brother, that now he's 21. He just turned 21. But I told him, like, and I tell this to all my brothers, 20s are going to be your hardest years. You're going to work your butt off like no other time. And
what about 30s?
This is where 30s come in. 30s is when you're more stable. 30s is when you don't have to prove yourself at work as much. You just show up and they're like, you look like you're supposed to be a manager. And it's like, you don't, like, you get promoted just for being 30. And it's like... That's
actually an insult to some people.
It is.
Some people work hard in their career and they barely get promoted. So it's like, I think people just...
I'm not here saying that this is the right way to go.
Oh, okay.
I am saying this is a reality. And that's what I mean. It's like, it's almost like...
Not fair?
It's almost not fair. Yeah.
You're creating some controversy. We're going to get some good comments for this.
Right. It could be, but honestly, this is a reality. This is what I got to experience in Seattle. And this is why I would actually really advise you, if you're in your 30s and you still have energy, apply to a ton of jobs, work. Because, and this is what I learned in my 30s. Remember how I did so many applications. Mm-hmm. I went to like that freaking skyscrapers, like that Nordstrom corporate office, and like all these crazy companies. So we lived in Seattle, and there was one of those moments where I'm like, geez, I could just go to any company I want. I had several versions of resumes.
Yeah.
And they're all factual. They're all based on things, but they're all amplified in different categories, different skill set that I wanted to be in. And you know what? People take you at face value. Whatever you tell them, they're like, oh, okay, cool. Because you're in your 30s, and to a person there, it probably looks like you have all the energy. You're still young, and you're more collected because you're, I guess, not 20s anymore.
You have the experience, though. I think that's still important.
Yeah. So at my 30s, it was literally so much easier to get any job you ever wanted. It was crazy.
Okay, what do you think is 40?
30s. I'm not done yet.
Oh, you're not. Sorry.
Okay. Here's a very interesting thing. That's just my experience. But then I feel like people become different in their 20s and 30s. In 20s, people tend to be nice. Okay. In 30s, now this is a family-friendly show. I'm going to be very, very proper. 30s, people become, man, I don't know a synonym to that word. People become...
I'm starting to itch my ears thinking,
really?
Like, what is it?
People become upset at their lives and upset at other people. Like,
oh, they create bitterness.
Thank you so much. It's it's another B word that I was looking for. Sorry. You know what I'm talking about? Bitterness. Yes. And it's like you don't experience that in your 20s. At 20s, people get upset, but then make up and quickly become friends. At 30s, All of a sudden, people become upset and they bitter, 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 bitter. And it's like, wow, I've never seen
You
people
said
like that in
another
their 20s.
analogy the other time. You
Yeah.
said this. You said people start to stink.
Yes, yes. So in your 30s, people become ugly both outside and inside.
What?
No, I'm serious. 20s, you don't have to do much to stay pretty. But 30s, like if you go to the gym, you become really, really like, I mean, as a, now tell me if this is too much. Okay. I feel like a woman can look the most beautiful she's ever was if she takes care of herself in the 30s. Maybe it's just my age. I appreciate the beauty in 30s. Or 30s is when your body can go through dysmorphia. It doesn't. It's hard to do it in your 20s because you still look fine. In 30s, it's a lot easier to let your body go.
Wow, Tim, like you are just really negative though.
So there's
Can
this
we talk
thing.
about positive things?
In 30s, people become like there's a category of people. It's like almost people split up. At 30, I think it's mid 30s, people split up. There's part of people that become bitter and ugly. And there's another side of people that become very career driven, very social, very adventurous, and become beautiful. To me, that's how it was. You know what I mean?
Well, what are you, Tim? Beautiful, career
This is
driven.
why I think people need to have careers. A podcast
Okay,
that
but
we
I
have.
but I
People
think
need
we're
to have
talking.
careers, life goals. You know,
That's true. Okay, but I think I want to talk about you specifically.
30s. 1 month before I hit 30, I started working out, and I've
Yeah.
never stopped.
Yes,
Until
you
now.
have.
Right, and that is one of those things. Like,
You
it
went
was a-
from having a stash of sneakers and Coke
yeah,
to a stash of dumbbells.
yeah, and a lot of Coke. People like Warren Buffett. I was just listening to his interview. He still drinks Coke, and it looks great. But it wasn't doing good things for me. So
You
I
lost
just
a
have
lot of weight in your 30s. You went from like
Yeah.
196
Oh,
to
yeah.
like 170
Yeah.
something. You
Both
were
of us better up so much in our 30s. We like just put
I feel
ourselves
like I lost
together.
weight before 30s.
Yeah,
I'm have been up and down so much.
yeah.
I lost weight right after I had eaten, but
It's instead
you
of
did a little
getting-
bit later.
Instead of feeling beat up by life, I feel like we started beating up life at 30s. We just like go, go, go. And it was so adventurous, so fun.
Okay, what was your highlight in your 30s?
My highlight in the 30s, gosh, the whole thing is a highlight. I think being able
What
to
stands out?
control your life instead of working for somebody. Our 30s is when we worked for ourselves, pretty much. At least we had a choice.
Yeah.
And that was 30s. Now, we didn't do Mom's Dish the whole time, but still, the jobs I held at 30s were so fun. The companies I worked for were so amazing. I just like the people you meet, the people you work with. It's just like, it wasn't like every Monday, oh, I gotta go to work. It was just, I loved 30s.
Also, I feel like our boys were a little less labor intensive.
Mm-hmm.
Like we didn't need to care for them so much. They were older already.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Then I was gonna say they're great now too. But
Like in their 20s, they were babies, and it was a lot
Yeah.
of hands-on. Where
Yeah.
already in our 30s, they were like 7 and
you
6.
can talk to them. You can tell them like, hey, you know what? You have your own breakfast. I mean, you're always great about preparing the fridge and everything, but I'm like, leave me alone.
Let
You
me
know?
sleep.
Let me sleep in this weekend. We did get up early. We got up at 4 a.m.
Yeah.
every day to drive to Seattle. But I mean, our kids were great. We had a nanny that was super amazing.
Yeah, she was.
So
She
it
really
was-
helped us
it
a
was
lot.
Amazing.
Okay, another question for you.
Shit.
So, what about health and wellness in 40s? What are you going to do with that? Like, what are your goals? Like, give me specifics. What are you doing? Are you lifting? Are you walking? Are you running? What are you doing?
So I think part of the life is we don't know what's in our DNA. We don't know what to expect. We are just talking about somebody earlier about they know being like a chain smoker up until 90s or whatever, and they're doing great. But others, they just like, there's certain things your body doesn't like or certain ways your body behaves. And you discover that, I think, in different stages of your life, but especially late 30s. And not necessarily bad things, it's just the way your body works. And for me, it's just I learned that I have anxiety. And honestly, I learned how to cope with it.
I was going to ask you about that, but let's
Yeah.
talk about health at first. I want to ask you about anxiety in a little bit, but can you tell me like what are you doing for physical health? Like,
Physical?
yeah, physical. Are you running? Are you going to be running marathons? Are you going to be biking, hiking? What are you doing?
That is not my thing. So I think that gym that I started at 1 month away from 30 has been amazing.
What do you do at the
It
gym?
makes me
Like,
feel
give people
great.
specifics.
It's what is it, like muscle building, like workout, just a typical workout. Weightlifting. You have your bicep, triceps, arms. You have your leg day. You have your
Upper body.
abdominals.
Oh.
Yeah, some people do push and pull days. I just break it out by regions. I have chest. I have there's shoulders. You don't want to do too much shoulders. And then like you go at it, and there's more and more depth to it. You're like, okay, you break it up by certain regions and certain techniques. Like I said, there's push and pull days. I mean, 10 years later, you just come into the gym and you feel your body. I mean, it's so much easier.
So how many times a week are you doing that?
So that's a good question. So I try to do, you gotta do it. If you want to build up your body, like you want to look like an athlete, you're probably gonna have to go like at least 5 times a week. Okay. And the older you get, you want to make it more consistent, because that way your body recovers. It recovers a lot better. Now I do it about 3 times a week. This is enough for me, not just to like still hold myself, but not go downhill. I want to increase that. I've been feeling better when I go 5 times a week, but we have a lot going on.
And then you also started walking with me at least twice a week.
Yeah.
And we usually do 4 to 5 miles together, which I love. This is where we do a lot of our therapy sessions.
Yeah. So because I do it 3 times a week, obviously you need to fill up some other days. And I just spending time with you walking and chatting, it's so good for you mentally.
It makes you happy.
Recharge or happy. Yeah, it makes you happy. It is so interesting because everything is so on a time crunch for us. And when you go out, you're like, it feels like, okay, you're wasting so much time, but you come back, you're like, wow, this was so worth it.
You feel like a new human. I always talk about walking brings you happiness.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be buff, build muscles, go lift.
No.
I still like if you were really toned.
So somebody at the gym, when I was starting up, he was like, oh, I'm not going to do this workouts because I don't want to look like a cloud. You're not going to.
No, I know.
Unless you're abusing substances, you're not going to.
I know. But if you want to work on specific muscles, weightlifting is for that. But if you want to be happy, like I think you should combine both, which I'm not doing a good job of. I'm mostly walking. But if you want to be super happy, start walking. Like if you are not happy today, I remember I told you this in January. I was totally like a slump in January. I was feeling so crappy. Yeah. I hated the great Tennessee. I was just ready to move out of Tennessee.
I can see outside, right?
Not on a treadmill. Being outside and walking. It doesn't matter how cold it is. It's so good.
It's good. I mean, I like my gym time. You can't replace that. But the outside, fresh air, I get that.
I'm going to include some gym time. I'm going to get better about that. But we're talking about you now. So, okay, you mentioned anxiety. We talked about anxiety so much in our last podcast. I was actually thinking about talking only about anxiety in this podcast, but I know this is going to be a big topic. Mm-hmm. You went to doctors after that. We filmed it last year.
Many doctors.
Yeah. Tell me where we at. Tim is like the happiest bubble now. So tell us what's happening.
My family doctor was like, probably so tired of me. He gave me some meds and I switched to doctor. And the other guy's like, do not take him. And I'm so happy for him. I didn't go the medical route, which is nothing wrong with it, but I'm so happy I did not. The crazy thing is, this is what I'm talking about. You learn about yourself as you get older, as like a certain ways your body work, which when you're young, you don't see it. Up until later, you're like, oh, geez, I have anxiety. Yeah, you see me overreact sometimes. That's anxiety speaking. It's weird. I'm just right now reading some psycho book, literally. The book I would never pick up, but it is so cool. It talks about the breathing techniques, relaxing techniques. It is. I would have dismissed the book 2 years ago like this, but I'm reading it and it's helping me so much. And it's helping me analyze myself because I go from 0 to 100 like this. And this is what my doctor said. My neurology doctor, he said, like, you naturally overreact to everything. Your body's not supposed to react to it. It's like this little things you learn and these little techniques that I picked up, even breathing techniques, even that. There's a technique I picked up a few weeks ago, moving eyes side to side, and forcing yourself to breathe slowly. It just helps bring all the symptoms down, and it works better than any meds on the market.
So now you don't have anxiety.
No, I do. It's a natural part of me. It will always be there. I'm learning to, like, anytime there's a reaction, I'm learning to stop, pause, and take it easy, because naturally your body wants to jump and react to it. Just
Okay,
like now.
but
And I'm
now, do we do this right now?
Yeah, I didn't learn that
Okay,
part,
but you were experiencing some shakiness,
Yeah.
back pains. Tell me a little bit more about that. And you're truly like, I gotta say, I mean, you do react very fast. In our marriage, you react to a lot of things. You're more like, I don't
from
know.
0 to 100.
Yeah,
just like this.
very. You don't get hot-headed, because I don't want to say that you're hot-headed. You're not a hot-headed person. You're still like very level-minded, but you can get overly emotional over like not emotional,
it's emotional
reactive
part.
about something.
Oh, we talk about, you're like, Tim, this and this job. I was like, I start running upstairs.
Yeah.
You're like, Tim, we're supposed to go to bed now. We were like, well, you're talking about this getting done. I'm not going to go to bed until it's done, because I can't sleep.
You overreact sometimes. And like, but I noticed this big shift in you in general, in like how you are health-wise. Like, you're not complaining about your back. You're not complaining about your body shaking.
It's crazy,
Maybe
'cause
you're hiding it from me.
Yeah, no, I could see that, how I try not to like say too much, but no, I'm honestly doing really, really well. And
So if somebody's dealing with anxiety, what would you recommend for them? Because
goodness.
last time when we filmed this, there was a lot of people that told me, I can relate to Tim.
Yeah.
What is he doing to cure himself?
Yeah.
Like, what would be the steps that you would recommend?
So
I think there's a lot of factors important to go to the doctor. Yeah.
it's good to go to the doctors. And now, like, of all the doctors, now all the doctors were great, but I had one specifically that was really good. And so thinking about this, I can probably think, like, you know what if I never got that doctor? What if my neurologist was not the one I got? Because honestly, some of those doctors, there's one specifically, sleep study doctor, she said a bunch of nonsense that truly did not make any sense. And like, I'm sorry, she believed in certain things. They're not even like medically approved. And I'm like, I don't know. I didn't say anything, but I just didn't schedule any more follow-ups. But there's just one guy who truly understood and down to the dot diagnosed me so good. And so, like, yeah, maybe you're one of those, you're not lucky with your doctors and everything. Don't give up.
For the right one.
Keep on looking for the right one. I did not know that there's a whole industry in that department, and all these things that, like, I thought were psycho crazy were so helpful, because all of a sudden, like, it turns out your body works a certain way. And now the more I dig into it, the more I feel like I was blindsided. There's a whole thing about anxiety. You know how they say, oh, if the doctor can't diagnose you, they'll just say it's anxiety affecting it. But now I'm realizing that a lot of it is anxiety, and a lot of it you can control. And so it went from me shaking, which it's just like, it's a build up on top of a build up, a build up, a build up. And all of a sudden, like, your body is a whole, you can't focus right, because your body is constantly being dragged different directions. It's shaking. It's all this stuff happening at once. And I thought this was like, that was it. It was bad. And then literally a month later, it's almost like nothing ever happened.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, wow. So you can ground yourself. So there's a whole thing. You learn a whole way your body works. It's actually
So what
phenomenal.
is the book that you're reading?
I mean, it's like I said, it's one of those.
We'll probably just add it to show notes. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll add the book that you like, or the books that are helpful to show notes if they want the books.
That book is so I'm reading the book that, like, literally, it's like what it's like what therapists would give you to study at home. I don't know if it's the book for everybody. It is the book to try to understand my psychological, or like a human psychological state, how we work. I've started reading a book about muscles, the way they work. And I figured out the whole time I've been going to the gym and trying to, like, the way our bodies swell up and the way it fix themselves. I didn't know the way they work up until I started reading a book. So I genuinely really, really recommend people to just start
Educating.
reading. Yes. Read how your bodies
And you
work.
also read a really good book that probably will help a lot of people that are dealing with anxiety or sleep deprivation, was the sleep book. Why We Sleep?
Oh,
Is that the
Why
name?
We Sleep was so also informative. Why We Sleep, I think that's what it's called. It was, part of my issue was I wasn't sleeping enough. And
Yeah.
anxiety plus no sleep is not a good formula. You're right.
You have you have natural like insomnia, so like
Yeah.
that combination to your anxiety, you were exhausted, it just was not working well for you.
I don't have anxiety. I have anxiety, but I don't have sleep. So what do? I just go and work. And apparently that wasn't the best solution. And it talks about how the sleep was your body trying to recover itself every night. It's just your body is going through rehab, and the more you skip, the more debt you build up, and the less you get recovered. So you're just beating yourself up more and more. That was a good book.
Yeah. Well, I'm really happy Tim is back.
Yeah.
Okay, so Tim's back. It was, as a spouse, it's challenging season 2 because you want to be there for that person. And I remember this was in November and I just collapsed. Not collapsed, but I just had like, I don't cry much. Now I'm getting emotional. I don't cry much, but it was like I broke down and I started crying and I was just exhausted. I was so mentally exhausted because I was like, I want to be there for him, but I don't know if I can be strong for him.
We're talking about the whole anxiety and everything. And I don't want to talk much about giving people medical advice, because I think your doctor is the only one that should be giving you advice. And I'm no way certified, but just a little bit of feedback. So with my whole,
based on your story,
journey, one thing I realized, if you are taking any medicine that deals with either, anxiety, stress, depression, be careful, because the symptoms of depression could come from it. Just be careful. So if you think like, oh, I'm not feeling too well, that could be the meds, not just you. Just giving that.
I also think the way you did it is like one doctor gave you the medication and then you went to the next doctor, you asked about it. The doctor was like, don't do this.
Yeah.
And so like it's good to get second, third, fourth
multiple
opinion.
opinions. Yes. It's definitely good to get multiple opinions. But that medicine that I had was pretty harmless, but it had some side effects that later on I learned it when I stopped. It was actually sleeping medication. And so just if you think like, wow, my world is getting gray, just keep in mind, it could be the medicine. And for me, it was great because I learned how to cope with anxiety without the use of meds. And that's actually really cool. This is why it's so good to read books and really understand how humans work. Just a whole relaxing technique was able to do so much more for me than.
Yeah, and I know you said at the beginning, it's like your family doctor was probably annoyed with you. At one point, I feel like we were all in this, like, hamster wheel. All of us were in that hamster wheel. I was there, you were there, your doctor was there. All of us were like running this crazy circle, and we're like, there has to be an answer. This is too much. We can't figure it out. And I'm so glad we did. So high five, Tim.
High five for sure. The whole thing that was really, and at that time I did have to get medication because the shaking was so, like, it needed to stop. It was bad. But then once you realize where it's coming from and you start like doing the things, you pause yourself, all of a sudden your body comes down, and to finally get the answer is so relieving. Okay,
so in the last episode, when we talked about your anxiety, people said I didn't hear you. I hear you, but I didn't listen. And the comments were a little harsh. It was like, oh. But it's the way our marriage works. I often tease you, joke with you. You say that I laugh at the expense of other people, especially Tim. I just think it's fun to tease Tim. It's never serious.
I think you're very vocal and very outgoing. And I'm always tasked, or my mind is always, present
occupied?
and like all occupied with all the things I gotta do. So you will see me more like trying to think and brainstorm and get my work done. And Natalia probably trips.
Okay, so let's talk about trips. What does this year look for you? Because we talked
Yeah.
big time talked about Costa Rica, that we're going there for spring break. We're actually not going to Costa Rica. That thing was whole thing was a joke in the last episode. If you don't listen to it, but
Oh yeah.
was that we were going for like
Wait,
spring break in Costa
don't we
Rica.
have something like Costa Rica planned in the summer?
We do. So for our anniversary, we are actually gonna go. I was gonna talk to you.
Okay.
I want you to announce it because I want people to think that you're forced to go to Costa Rica.
No, not at all. I think, you know how we always have these goals that drive us to do something in this podcast. So one of my goals that's like driving all this is because I want to travel more with you. And I think this podcast, if we take a level further, and hopefully we'll be able to do that. Part of it is I want to be able to travel with you, to do what we really love, and just go out there and speak with people, talk with people, which is another thing just we really love doing.
Yeah. So we did book Costa Rica for our 20-year anniversary.
20 years.
Yes.
We have this round date. We got married at 20. Were you 20? No, you were 19. You're still a teenager.
I'm still a baby. I'm not even 40. And, you're the old one here.
We have 3 months of difference there.
But so we're going there. We have some Europe travel. You're going to Europe. Okay, let's talk about this because I think we're going to reveal it and show it. I think you're comfortable talking about this.
Oh, jeez. Oh, well.
So Tim is going through a midlife. I'm kidding.
It's
I'm
not a
kidding. It's not a midlife crisis. I'm messing around.
My
I'm
midlife
joking.
crisis was at 33.
33.
Probably. That is statistically it's 33 and 50. It was dead on 33.
I feel like we should do another podcast about specifically about your midlife crisis, but
it's not a midlife crisis.
I'm
It's
joking.
like a realism of your life. Like you just think through your life. It wasn't bad. What's up?
But Europe travel. We're going to Europe. Do you want to share what you're doing in Europe
Yeah.
after Europe trip?
Oh man, you want to get very personal here very fast.
We're talking about your 40s.
Gosh.
This is a big deal.
So it's funny because some people are very conscious about talking about like, oh, I just got veneers. Oh, I just got, some facial treatment or whatever. I think it's very normal to be transparent about it. As a matter of fact, like, it's normal. Like I had some, like laser treatments or whatever on the face to get rid of my
Pigmentation?
sunspots or whatever. We call it. There's one procedure I had, BBL, which is they remove that sunspots, and I guess they
People
had
thought
multiple.
it was Brazilian butt lift.
I did not have that. Okay?
We didn't even know that was a thing. People were like, "Why would Tim get BBL?"
We have a butt, but it was given. So
That's hilarious.
That's not it. So if I ever had that done, I'd probably be embarrassed about that. But I think all of it is not embarrassing. So I'm actually going. My mom wants to go to Turkey and to get some work in her teeth, and I just really wanted to keep her company. I just feel like that's my responsibility. Although, I feel like it falls down to the younger children. I just can't have her go there by herself. So I'm joining her after our Europe trip to Turkey.
We're going to Europe together, and from Europe,
Yeah.
Tim is going to Turkey.
Yeah, you guys will probably see me slightly bald.
That's gonna be the next
Oh my
podcast.
goodness. Oh yeah.
Tim bald is gonna be an interesting look.
I'm going to get a hair transplant. But
Can you show them where? Because this
Yeah.
is the first question
Yeah.
that people are like, Tim, you have the most, I think he has the most gorgeous hair.
Thank you.
So people are always like, where? And I'm like, you know what?
I'm very lucky with my
You
hair.
have to support a husband that wants to do something for himself. So do it.
So when you say hair transplant, people I assume always the worst or the biggest. Or I remember when we said Botox, people thought we were getting fillers. No, Botox and fillers are different. And with hair transplant, yes, you have to be absolutely careful about everything. Think through everything. It's very minimum that I'm getting. Just very, very minimum restoration. And that's
Where
it.
are you doing it?
Up front, just
Like right here,
receding
on a
hairline.
hairline.
Yeah, just receding. I'm not gonna have hair up to my eyebrows.
Please don't.
It's very maybe in 2 years I'll come back again because it's very very minimum work.
Okay.
It's
But
just
it'll make you be bold.
I might have to depending on how good I want. Feel like I'm high pitched teenage voice again. Depending on how
Leave that in.
depending on what was I gonna say?
How good you want your hair to be. I'm kidding. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Anyways, it's just maintaining yourself, and I feel like every day that you look at yourself, it's very nice to look in the mirror and see like, wow, I brush my teeth in time. I take care of my self. I don't do
I
the
love that
skin
for
routine
you.
that I'm supposed to do, but yeah, it's good to maintain yourself. You appreciate that, like what you maintain, right?
One thing that I love about you is
Mhm.
the fact that you are so good about maintenance that it
Mhm.
inspires me to maintain myself better.
Mhm.
So I feel like I'm catching up to your level.
I
One
mean,
day
it's
I'll
like
be there.
you're funny. You're really good. But it's like keeping your room clean, right? You just like when you come in, or we go on vacation, we come back to our house, and whenever it's clean, it's just like
It's always clean.
it's always clean, but it's always so beautiful. You come in like and you appreciate it, and I think it's the same way when you go to the gym. You come back like I love it. I love it.
You, yeah, you do a good job.
It's not self obsession; it's self appreciation, right?
Okay, two more questions for your 40s.
Mhm.
Are you going to explore some new opportunities, like job wise, career wise? Are you getting
So
fired from Mom's Dish?
it's interesting. So we know that industry is changing a
Yeah.
lot, and it's like you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. And, it is like this for almost everybody. And, some people don't see it now because their careers are not immediately, at risk, but we're having so much changes, right? And we're at the forefront of it. We're feeling it. And so in some ways it's changing. In other things, there are so many opportunities out there. So, like a podcast we had earlier, last one, we talked about exploring careers as an adult. And do we have to do that? No, but I think it's fun. And so I think it's not like we're exploring different careers like this podcast right here. We're exploring new things and we really love
New
doing this.
hobbies.
New hobbies.
And if they turn it
Yeah.
into something as a
Yeah.
career, that'd be really cool.
Yeah. And I think you gotta explore what you love,
Mm-hmm.
That really means because I don't want to work until 65 and then stop working. I want to work forever,
Forever.
and I want to share it with you, with the person I love forever. And it's just like it's so nice. You know what I mean? Like when you work and you don't have to work, but then you love it. So you don't have any financial constraints because you're always working, but then you're also having fun because you're doing what you love. And so I think everybody needs to seize up on something that they love and really press on it and make that your career. And this is what we're doing.
So in the next 10 years, what are you switching career?
No, I'm just continuing doing what we're doing. You guys will see it. But something I did start, kind of, what would you say?
Exploring.
Exploring, or there's always this word that you're always looking for. You can't remember. Adapting this habit is reading books. Can I show you my latest book? I'm very fascinated about this.
So I'm going to show you the latest book. That's a camera? We got that on camera. This needs to live in a podcast. That should be a promo.
I'm excited. No, just yeah, I'm an anxious person.
You are.
Okay, so this is me nerding out. I was sitting the other night, just a few nights ago, with friends of mine, with guys, and we were talking about movies and how you like to watch movies. And I was literally saying, like, I don't watch movies. I literally don't watch movies.
I really support Netflix. When I support Netflix is when I am doing something else. It's never just sitting there watching.
Yeah.
I always multitask. I need noise. I think the people with the fidget, what is it? ADHD people?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's me. That's my fidget.
I
My
think
Netflix
that's
is
me
my
too.
but it needs to, like, something needs to be in the background. And
Yeah.
that's what they say, that people that have a lot of,
Yeah.
or another personality type is the person that gets distracted, but they're doing a new project. That's why they
Yeah.
need a noise in the background, because they will get too many projects started. So,
I had more than you did, but that's interesting.
well, maybe I
So
have a different version of it.
Maybe you do. Yeah, maybe.
So
But-
when this book arrived, I actually thought it was for one of our children because it says AP course.
So one thing I'm super excited. So if I use TikToks, and other people that I'm following is like majority is like education related, and I follow this high school teacher. It's really interesting, really cool. I really enjoy his content, and he made me really appreciate biology. And he's doing that AP course of biology. So it's like all this stuff that I never knew existed because I went to one of the worst schools in the state. But I'm appreciating it now. And actually, it's funny. My dad actually, he read a lot when he grew up, as an adult. So I feel like I'm doing the same thing. So I got a book in AP course. So I was talking to the guys. I was just going to say they're all talking about movies. Friends of mine a few nights ago, what movie they like to watch and how they appreciate theaters in the house. And I'm like, man, I never watch any movies, any shows. I read. And so this is my latest book that I got. It's called Biology for the AP course. It's written by, I forgot what college. But anyways, I didn't even know how this stuff works. I feel so dumb. How AP is designed by College Board, which is this association in US, whatever, the nonprofit or whatever, or the government, part of government. I don't know. But anyways, they have this whole thing. It's almost like college level, or is it college level?
It is college level.
Oh, okay.
AP
It
is.
is like all these books that you get, they literally follow the same chapters. They're so fun. They're so cool. And you get to see how the world functions around us. And so this is 960 pages. Does it have pictures? It has
Honey,
illustrations.
you cannot travel with that on carry-on.
I'm not gonna travel like that. Our oldest does that, but I'm not gonna do that. But I think this is so cool. I didn't finish it, but I was reading about the biology about our muscles, the way they work, and now I'm reading some psycho book about how the anxiety works. And now I'm just super excited about my biology, microbiology, the difference between like RNA.
And you got a microscope. And then he also got a coffee roaster. You're basically becoming know-it-all.
Yeah, you know how people when they get older, they get all that plants to water. It's like, man, what a boring thing. I'm becoming one of those guys, but I'm taking high school classes.
So is this the biggest change in the late 30s, early 40s? You're going to be reading. You're going to becoming very
finally
smart.
Understanding how things work around us. It sounds very, oh man, very boring. But like last year, I really enjoyed learning about how like different frequencies, the broadband, the light, how it shines, the echo, what it's made out of, the vibrating whatever air, the physics. I listened. I listened to a lot of physics. Oh, that's another one of the channels I follow on TikTok. Yeah, I feel like I'm back in school and I'm loving it.
Okay.
It's all the kids that don't want to take AP class. You're gonna regret it. This is
Okay.
so freaking cool.
Question for you. Last question. Any predictions for the next 10 years?
Predictions in economy or predictions
I
in
don't know. In your future?
I think our kids are growing up. I think we're gonna end up spending a lot of time together. I'm looking forward to it. Um, I want to there's so much happening. I want to get away from the feeling of having to do something because you have bills to do. We have so much going on in real estate and so much in business. I want to get away from that and feel like you're not waking up because you have to pay for something and make money, but because you have just because you really want to do it. And it's not like we have to work a lot, but I just want to like free myself off a little bit, at least from feeling like you have to work and do
You
it
know
more
what's
for the
interesting?
pleasure.
You said that about the work.
Uh-huh.
And I'm thinking, are we actually doing what we love? I feel like I don't have to do it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. No,
If we
I
go
feel
on
so
a
too.
trip, like I miss it.
Yeah. I really miss so too. But
There's other stuff on
every
top of
month
it.
we have such high expenses with everything that goes on and so much paperwork. How when you're doing something you love to do. I used to like to wipe floors. I don't know if you know that, like wash them. But when I had to wash them, I stopped liking them.
That's true.
So I don't want to shift to that mentality or to that mindset. But I truly love what we're doing.
I do too. I think it's a fun career that we have, but it's not about me, it's about you.
Yeah, and I just love spending time together and chatting together. And it's
You know,
fun.
there's a possibility in the next 10 years that we could have grandbabies.
It's cool.
I'm excited for that.
Yeah,
I showed
it's a
I
different
showed Tim a
right.
TikTok with a
Yeah.
lady with a baby, and
Yeah.
he started tearing up, and he's like, "I want little babies."
Yeah, it is very cute. And I think every episode in life is so fun. I don't know what 40s is gonna bring you. I don't know. I guess when I was younger, I thought, oh, well, it's the age of the retirement. Uh, but right now I'm enjoying life. I'm just really enjoying life. 30s was just awesome. If anybody's out on the verge of turning 30 and like, oh crap, what would I do? You're gonna like it. 30s is really good.
Yeah, the best.
Yeah.
It is the
Yeah.
best.
And just enjoy the ride.
That's when
about
you
the
introduce
climb.
Botox and all. I'm kidding.
Botox. By the way, Botox is not fillers. It's so funny how many people think like I got my Botox done, and like you don't have to do it. You don't have to believe. I haven't done it in a long time.
I'm getting mine on Friday.
But they're like, what is that? So do you fill? Oh, you're gonna go all plastic. First of all, it's not plastic. First of all, you're not filling anything. Second of all, it goes away in a few months. It's just,
it freezes your face.
It freezes. Oh, like you won't be able to smile. No, just the forehead. It minimizes that wrinkle.
Removes deep wrinkles. It's still toxins. I don't think we should do.
Well, there's different mindsets on that.
Yeah.
We actually don't do Botox.
Oh, we did the other one.
It's the brand name that originally started, but there's so many brands and it's a whole.
I mean, it's still toxins, but I do it. You pick your poison.
You pick your poison.
That's where we should wrap it up. You pick your poison.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Tim. I am so happy that you got to spend 20 years with me.
I'm so happy. I mean, I'm looking forward to just spending so much time with you, going around and interviewing people, because I think like there's so many people that have so much story to share. So many people that, we personally got to meet, you and I, in our business, that you guys know them, and they have so much to tell, but they're so, I don't know, so you just don't see it. The person on the camera is different than the person in real life. And then they have so much to tell, and you want to share this because you know about them. And I think this gives us an opportunity to really talk.
Share people's stories.
Yeah, really share their stories. I think I'm really looking forward to this.
That's exciting. Well, happy 40th.
Thank
Guys, thanks for watching, and we will see you again.
Yep. See you next time.